Hello and welcome. So I'm going to take a look at the Times quick cryptic crossword, and this is being published on Thursday the 5th of June 2025, and our setter is Dangle. So this is the name I looked at and thought, ooh, I'm not sure. This is one of the new setters, and looking back in my records say actually that we've had 3 puzzles from Dangle so far, one in March, April and May, and they've been 18, 20 and 21 minutes. So I'm expecting a bit of a challenge here, because I'm not used to, I think partly because, as I recall, Dangle's style is a bit different, even on some of the kind of words that you get as old chestnuts. But they have all been completed, so I think I'm just going to have to dig in here. Time to reset timer and crack on. Service providers in Scottish town protected by those in charge. Jack delivered part of church. Jack sent knave. Knave, I think. Yep. I think that's how I spell knave, not sure. Bishop is primarily made to take appropriate Bishop is primarily made biz to take appropriate bis. Resolve to put off excavation. Resolve put off excavation. Could be an anagram of resolve to. Excavation is uncover. Don't know. Unearth. Tree has changed. That's just ash. Nice. Nice little clue. Hairdressers in small town on a regular basis. So it's just a salon, isn't it? S-A-L. Yeah, salon. Very good again. Starting late. Winter is unsettled still. Is that something to do with unsettled still? Not sure what's going on there. Part of brutal routine. Part of brutal is a rut for a routine. There we go. Grange Hills opening. Boar's distant, timid individual. I assume that's Grange with beginning with H for hills. Hills opening. Boars. Digs. Distant, timid, relevant individual. Don't know. Okay. Disinfect. Lists in church. You would think that's an inch or an inch. Disinfect. Lists are tables. In church. Not sure about that. Okay, taxi return to Italian. That's Marco Polo, is it? Italian Explorer. Taxi return is a cab. Uber. Cab. Back toe. Cab. Back. Let's try back and then two. I don't know about that. We'll see. Plague peace client off. I mean, that must be an anagram. Peace client. What's that going to be? Plague. Probably a ness or a less there, isn't there? Okay, let's go for the downs. Not great. Not gone well, really. Just 3-4 clues. I distract elk roaming in national park. Lake District. Okay. Okay, that says church. It's probably going to have a list in it. Disinfected is cleansed. Leans, lists, yep. Okay, this one, latter. Someone from over spread foam over lava. Someone using, it's a lathe. Lather, yeah, lather, okay. This one, Harry after taking coat is in French, Nick. Oh, please don't make me put a French word. Right, let's go back to the downs. I agree to eat a starter of toasted fungus. Fungus. I can't think of a fungus. I agree. I is yes. Agree. Okay. Okay. Is that going to be okay like that? That would be day. Resolve to put off. Don't know. Let's leave that for a minute. Before and after evening drinks. Before and after evening drinks. Eve. Pre. Before is pre. After evening drinks. That's a P for pre, not sure. Calling briefly for leather protector. Calling briefly for leather protector. Don't know. Helen rips pants and top up. You'd assume that's an anagram of Helen rips. Top up is... it's not elephant. Don't know. Bad behaviour when driving to Leeds, perhaps, is illusion. Gosh, when is as driving to Leeds? Or is that something about the M1? My a politician affected by temperature on stage. Amphitheatre, MP, amphitheatre would fit. Why would that be amphitheatre? Affected by temperature, heat. A politician, AMP. Is it going to be amphitheatre? And if so, what was this going to be? Don't know. Not sure about that. Right, gang fight with a sword put to one side. Sure, it's just a hands gang fight. Oh, H doesn't have to be correct, does it? What's this? Grange Hills opening. Well, swords are full epee sabre. Scimitar. No. Harry, yeah, okay. Harry after taking... Harry could be to hassle people, kind of Harry. After taking coat is in French nick. Well, apart from the Bastille, I don't know what French nick would be, really. Is in French. On nick is to steal. Taking coat could be the TG coat. Civic headwear, scratches head. Civic. So just a word for headwear. 6 letters. Without the first letter, headwear is a cap, bowler. Civic. No. Company left in depression. Okay, depression is a coal. Okay, that much we do know. Taxi's a cab then. Okay, cabot. They are. Okay, cabot. Okay, that makes more sense. Civic headwear. Right, let's go back to the start. See what we've got at the top again. Service providers in Scottish Town protected by those in charge. Could be Lou. Lou service providers. Lou openers. And this one here was resolved to take off, to put off excavation. Resolve is determination, determine. I think that is determine. Okay, oh, try to spell it correctly. Okay, that helps out a bit. So that can't be okay, can it? Oh, I agree to eat a starter. Okay, I agree to eat a. So what's that? Yeast. Yeast. Yeah, okay, yeast. Ah, so that must be lay. Don't know about that P yet. Gang fight. Ring. Gang is a ring. Ring. A sword put to one side. Ring fence. Okay. Yep. F. Where's this F coming from? Okay. Grange Hills opening. H. Opening. Borders. Distant is far. Timid person. Far alone. Far. Timid individual. Shy. Far. Can't think of any. Grange. I'm assuming that's like a big manor house kind of thing. This one was Plague Peace Client Offer. I mean, I haven't really got much chance on that without. Got P-E-E-S. Client EI. Oh, I've got rid of an E and an L, so I don't know. Pestilence, yes it does. Wow, that's a good biff, wasn't it? Pestilence. 3 E's, yeah. Pestilence. Okay, that might work on theatre. Yeah. Amphitheatre. A politician affected by temperature on stage. I don't really like that being a politician though, because what we've got AMP, affected is hit, heat. Yeah, okay, it is amphitheatre. Wow, amphitheatre. Gosh, that is correct. Starting later, winter is unsettled. Unsettled still, yet. This is the civic headwear. Don't know. And this, after taking coat, is in French. Nick. Harry. Could be an H. In Scottish town. My Scottish towns are okay, but they're not. I think that's going to be lay or lay. I don't know which way it's spelled. Lay persons. That's an E, and that's person. So I did think eve for that, but you got evening. Before and after. Evening drinks. Drinks. Sons. If that was an N for persons. Have I got anything in Helen Rips? Yes, I have. Top up is another chance to show off my anagramming ability. We got Helen Rips. Helen Rips with maybe definitely an Egon. Top up. Don't know. This one, bishops, is primarily made to take appropriate. Okay, that's baptism. That's easy. Sacrament. Okay. Calling briefly for leather protector. Oh no, I think that's something like sobbing or calling. Yeah, calling briefly. So take off the ing, take off the g. Calling would be ringing. Leather protector would be. I don't know what leather protector is. Something B, something in. Going to be a bane or something, can't it? Holbein. I've got a P there. Yep, that's gone. Okay, the P is gone. Nepotism. Helen Ripspants. Top up is. Oh, what have I got? I've only got 2 vowels left. E and I. Would you have to go there if? I don't think that's persons really. In pre. I don't know. Right. Bad behaviour when driving to Leeds. Perhaps it's illusion. I'm sure it's something to do with the M1. Murmur. Mishap. Why is that a mishap? Mishap would be bad. M1. Perhaps is illusion. No, it can't be mishap. It's A. Starting late. My list of Scottish towns is not good. I don't know, Leytonstone is a Scottish town, but it ain't going to fit either if it is. I don't know if that's a lay like that. Service providers. In Scottish town. Protected by those in charge are lay preachers. Lay preacher. No. Leave that out for a minute. Maybe the Scottish town will come to me. Most of my Scottish towns are known from the football albums I had in the early 1980s, the Panini stick albums. What have we got here? Sip. top up, tops up, top up. Let's write that out horizontally, give myself a chance. Something P, something E, something. Pre, hip, sip, supplement, sub. Supplement actually fits, but it's not an anagram of Helen Rips. Hills opening, bores distant, timid individual is a mouse. Ah, farmhouse. Oh wow. Okay, that's good. I like that. That must be urban and turban. That's not. That is an old thing. So that's what's this? Harry, after taking coat, is in French Nick. Arrest. Harry is to arrest after taking coat. ARR. Est. Yep, in French. Okay. Wow. Okay. To nick is to arrest. Yes, of course. Okay. Well, 4 left, 5 left, and they're all hanging off this top one. Oh, hang on, I got rid of an H on Helen. Good old Hells. Ish. Tops up. Ish, maybe. Replenish, there we are. Replenish from Hells. Replenish. I'm sure this is winter is starting late. Winter is into unsettled still. Behaviour is like service providers. We're talking about gas, electricity, water, telephone. We're looking for a specific company. Protected by those in charge lay. And this calling briefly for leather protector. Just going to cross off my other anagrams so I don't get mixed up. Cabin, calling. What's calling? Naming, nabbing. What goes in here is the question really. Bring. Calling briefly, so I'm looking for a word meaning to call. Calling, whether it's your calling, your career calling, or is it your ringing, rab, tabbing, tobbing, starting late. Winter is unsettled still. I think it's just a 5-letter word that means win. Oh, it's just an anagram, winter, isn't it? Without W, which makes it inert. Okay. Oh, gosh, what's this though? Something I, something A, something E. Bizarre. I mean, that when makes me feel like as should be in there perhaps. Is illusion. Image. I think that's M1 Mirage. My M1 Rage, okay. Yep. So it leaves these 3 as we head to the standard time I've been doing these in. Still don't to this before is air, and after evening drinks But either way, so that could be Air or Eve. I don't know really. It can't be Eve though if you've got. Yeah, okay, that's a hidden word air before. Lay. Bell ringers. Bell labelers. Lay. Bess. It would really help to know what the Scottish town was. I would have to say. So yeah, I'm down to the last couple, aren't I? Let's go through. CBA, cab, leather protection. Leather protector is a cabling, cabling, calling briefly. Is it? No, it can't be calling. Leather protector. Lay members. Is that members? What would that be? Members. Let's have a look. Service providers. Bobbing. What would that be? Calling, bobbing, babbing, bubbing, bibbing. I really feel like that ought to be a double B though. Nabbing, nibbing, nobbing, calling. Eek. If that was lay members, and I don't think it is because I don't think that's. Although I want that to be bobbin. I don't know. Bobbin is a leather protector. Bobbin's just a reel as such. But if it was, what would be my towns? One of my Scottish, one of my service providers. Members, MBE, lamers. Air's a Scottish town, isn't it? Lay. What's the L coming from though? Air, AYR, lay. Oh. Calling briefly for leather protector. I'm assuming that's IN at the end. If it's wrong, then I've got no chance on it. I just don't know what protects leather. As far as I know, dubbing. Okay, that lay leaders. Okay, what's that? Why is that lay leaders? Because those have been in charge, haven't they? Lead is service providers. Lead, layers. Scottish town layers. I'm going with dubbing. Calling, dubbing now. Don't know. No, don't know. Too hard for me this one. Oh, lay. What was it? Lay readers. Oh, there's air. Okay. Well, I wasn't far off them, was I? But just too hard, really. I think words I don't know. Lay readers. Those in charge. Right. Let's go through then. See if we can unravel this. Okay, so the people who provide a service are the actual people in the church. Yeah, people who read out the service. So lay readers are service providers. Scottish town protected by those in charge. So air within leaders. Jack delivered. So a Jack in the pack of cards is a knave, and part of the church is a knave. I think the part of the church is without the N, or maybe one of them's not got an N on it. I think the part of the church doesn't have the K. Bishop is a B. Is there primarily M from maid. To take, appropriate is apt, sacrament is baptism. Resolve, to put off, excavation. Resolve is determine, as in determination. To put off is to deter. Excavation is a mine. Tree is an ash. Has is an anagram of ash. Changed is your anagram indicator. Hairdressers is a salon. We've got alternate letters of small, SAL, so first, third and fifth letter of small, and second and fourth of town. Regular basis tells you to take those. Starting late is winter, so take off the W of winter and then anagram it to get to inert, which is still. Part of brutal is rut, is in there, hidden word. Routine is a rut. The Grange is a farmhouse. Hills opening is H, going into his bores. A distant is far, and a timid individual is a mouse. So put the H into mouse part particularly. To disinfect is to cleanse. List is leans in CEE, which is church. Taxi is cab. Returned OT. Returned to is OT. Gives you cab at the Italian explorer, who I cannot tell you anything about. A plague is pestilence, which is an anagram of peas, client, and off is your anagram indicator. I distract elk is an anagram of Lake District. Roaming is your anagram indicator, and the Lake District is a national park. I agree is yes. To eat A is a letter A. Give you that, and then the starter of toasted is the T on the end, which gives you yeast, which is a type of fungus. Air is a hidden word across after evening. Drinks is your hidden word indicator, and air is that word that poets used back in about the 16th, 17th century for before. Calling is dubbing. Briefly take off the G, becomes dubbin, which is a leather protector. Helen rips is an anagram of replenish. Pants is your anagram indicator, and to top up is to replenish. If you bad behaviour when driving to Leeds, perhaps, is M1 rage, and a mirage is an illusion. This is a very clever clue in terms of how it's built up. We've got A in the clue, we've got MP for politician. Affected by is hit. We've got temperature, heat, and on is re. I'm writing to you on this matter, re this matter, and a stage is an amphitheatre. Gang fight with the sword. Gang is a ring. A fight with a sword is to fence. Put to one side is to ring fence. Spread foam over someone. To spread foam over is to lava, and someone using a metal working tool is a lather, using the lathe. Harry after taking coat. After taking coat is ARR. So take the coat off of Harry. I don't quite understand the wording there, but Harry after taking coat is in French is est or il est, and the nick is to arrest. Civic is urban. Headwear is a turban without the T. Turban becomes urban. Scratch the head. And a company is CO. Left is L. Depression is a coal. So there you go. All done eventually in 23-25 with a mistake. Thanks for watching.